Hi, my name is Gia, and I am sending this message directly to the CDC regarding the opiate prescribing guidelines that were established last year and how those guidelines are affecting people in the chronic pain community. I apologize for the informality of this video, but I am experiencing cerebral spinal fluid leaks, cervical instability, and issues from a brain decompression surgery that did not go well. So, in order to keep my symptoms under control, my expert team figures out what to do with me. I am supposed to lie on my back as much as possible and wear this collar to protect my neck and head from any further damage. Um, what I'd like to talk to you about today is not uh, what's been done wrong to pain patients, because it's quite evident that the media has been portraying celebrity deaths uh, as being part of this opioid crisis when uh, the average pain patient that I know has doesn't have access to the resources that these celebrities have, as far as doctors and being able to afford all kinds of medications and things like that, and being able to afford doctors who will overprescribe. And also, quite frankly, many of the celebrities, Corey Haim and Anna Nicole Smith, and while they did have some, a history of drug addiction, did not die from opioid overdose. So, that is a moot point. What I would like to discuss is what can be done to support pain patients. One is understanding us. What separates an addict from someone who has a dependency on medication is behavior, and also the way that the medications affect us. If you have a tremendous amount of pain and you take the medication the doctors give you as prescribed, it's going to make it so that you can function. Um, and if you're receiving a higher dose than that, and that dose is making you feel out of sorts or unable to function, then it's up to your doctor to recognize that in you, or for you to be responsive enough and say, "Hey, whoa, this is too much," and I can't. Which I in the past with a former doctor who prescribed very freely toward me. I did have that conversation with him and, told him this is too much and I can't function, because the goal of a legitimate pain patient is to function through his or her day, and is not to be high. Um, if that were the case, I think that we might as well just be alcoholics, because you can get that free. I mean, you can get that legally, and it's affordable and it's everywhere. So I think that we would just change our drug of choice if that was what our goal was. I can only speak for myself, and my goal is to function. And ever since I left pain management, I I left because I did not agree with the inhumane way that we are treated, and the fact that we are lumped into a group with people who have addictions, and we're made to test. And I've never had to count pills, but I've heard stories of people doing that, and they want to test us to make sure that we're not diverting or running short on our medication or whatever. So that's all part of the way that the pain management system is set up. I feel that that needs to be revamped as well. But my concern today is, what can the CDC do to support us? And that would be to create a panel with that actually has pain management specialist doctors on it, and also pain patients who can speak out about what their experiences are, and also educators to educate drug companies and insurance companies about how debilitating chronic pain can be. And um, it doesn't just hurt physically, it hurts emotionally and psychologically because our minds want to do things like everybody else gets to do, and our bodies won't allow us to do that. And then when we are taking off medications or have our medications extremely reduced, we can't do anything. And so there's a lot of suicide associated with drastic reduction in pain medication. And it's not because, these people are saying, oh, damn, I don't get to get high and I'm going to have to suffer withdrawal. It's, I can't see myself living this life without at least having some kind of a balance. Because pain medications, if you're, like I said, or if you're taking them accurately, they only allow you to function at the, basic level to where maybe you can make dinner and do laundry that day, or um, take your dog for a walk or read your child a book. It's the little things in life that we miss out on, and it's an awful burden to feel like you're disappointing people in your life because you can't be there in the way that you want to be and not in the way that they deserve you to be. And it's also very difficult to see our loved ones watch us suffer. um, Chronic pain is there all the time. It's not like a sprained or broken ankle or a kidney stone or a gallbladder or burst or a child delivery or even a broken arm. I've had all of those things, and while they all hurt and they're awful, they go away. My chronic pain does not go away, and it is not one specific type of pain. It varies from different body parts, from different sensations and different intensities. One minute I could be fine, and the next minute I could be throwing up in the bathroom, or unable to get up, or have fallen. Um, it's difficult without having a concrete plan in place with my doctor to know what medications work for me at the lowest possible dose so that I can remain, static, to make plans or to accept invitations to places because I really don't know how I'm going to feel from literally, sometimes minute to minute. And, the headaches are debilitating and it's horrible. Um, there are people out there who are diverting their medications and um, not being responsible, and that's awful, and that does need to be worked out. But please stop assuming that everybody out there who is receiving a prescription for opiate medication are doing bad things. We just want to be able to have the same right to function like the rest of society. So let's get together a panel. Let's figure out what the best choices are for the prescribing limits. Let's let the doctors work directly with their patients without government interference. Get rid of the bad doctors. We all know what happened in Florida. That's not going on everywhere. I mean, people were crossing state lines and hiring people to go in and get scripts filled. We, chronic pain, I have 30 years of records that show bones where they're supposed to be and bones where they're not supposed to be. And, lab tests and MRIs that show that my cerebellar tonsils are in my neck. And now I'm missing a majority of my back of my skull because I had a bad surgery. These are not things that are curable or that I'm ever going to recover from. So we really need there to be a distinction put in place between verifiable patients and people who have a disc gout or a migraine. And I don't mean to negate that. I have a disc gout and I've had migraines. I know it hurts. It doesn't feel very good. But a few days of ice or some Imitrex, some rest, a dark room, and that's going to fix itself. My headache has not gone away since I was 8 years old. That is no lie. And I've done everything that every doctor has ever asked me to do. And a lot of those things made my conditions worse. So just please, for the sake of the people out there who are killing themselves because they can't get adequate pain control, for people like me who just want to function, who just want to have, I just want my life back so that I can feel proud of who I am. I know I'll never reach my potential. It's heartbreaking. But I'm trapped in this body. I'm trapped in this pain. And you can do something about that. So please reevaluate the current guidelines. They are not working and they are damaging to us. And also, help the addicts, because the addicts that got hooked on pain medication, their doctors should have noticed that and should have started weaning immediately or providing other resources to them. A lot of doctors made a lot of money in the 90s and the early 2000s pushing Oxycontin. Like I said, anybody can go on the internet and do a little research and can kind of piece together, some of the agendas behind some of these new guidelines and laws. Of course, we don't want people overdosing from opiates. Of course, we don't want doctors buying their summer homes, because they're pushing opiates. Of course, we don't want people going to doctors where they have to wait 3 hours to see the doctor because the doctor is spending more time with pharmaceutical representatives than they are their own patients. Or that it's the only doctor they can find to prescribe, so they'll wait those long hours to be there. I mean, of course, we don't want any of that. But just because that's going on, it doesn't mean that we should have to suffer to the point of wanting to take our own lives because there are these guidelines that don't even apply to us personally. So that's my message, and I know the hashtag is hashtag America's Genocide, and I'm not going to say that that is not entirely true, and I'm not going to say that I entirely agree with it. I just think that there are people out there that, are smart enough to know that a lot of what we're being fed right now is, not accurate and not true. And we need a hero. We need someone to stand up for us. And say that the doctors who are helping us need to be protected and that the pain patients need to be protected because it's an ugly reality that a lot of us live in. And when you find a cure for my conditions, I would gladly say do away with all the opioids in the world. But until then, or until other modalities that have been proven to be effective are legalized, patients don't have very many options, and I don't want to lose any more of my friends to suicide, and I certainly don't want to see good people turn to the streets to get messed up, fentanyl laced drugs to try to cope with their pain. Um, and that's my message. And I hope, somebody out there who matters and is important hears it and has compassion for me and my circumstances. There are so many others out there like me. Um, so to reiterate, get a new panel, fix the guidelines, put some measures into place for people who truly have addictions, punish the doctors who are overprescribing, and give the good doctors the freedom to work with their patients on a one-on-one basis And please stop treating us like criminals. I was born with these conditions. I didn't ask for them. And I'm trying my best. And I think that's all anyone can do. So I'll try my best, and you try my best. I'm sorry, you try your best. Brain fog. Let's meet in the middle and see if we can actually help people figure this out. Thank you.